Well, my name is Chuck Hughes. When Donald Trump arrived in the city of Gary, I was a city councilman. Gary had suffered over the years. We were like ripe for anything that would give us an injection of new revenue. The Indiana legislature had agreed to allow casino gaming in the state of Indiana, and Gary was actually the leading proponent of that. Gary was able to get 2 licenses, and so Donald Trump was attracted like anybody else with the lure of money. At the time Donald Trump applied for the license, there was a number of other gaming entities that were here presenting proposals, hoping to be selected and gaining one of these very valuable gaming licenses. And of course, Donald Trump, in his style and his flair, he suggested that he'd come in and change the lives of everyone in Gary, Indiana. Man, he'd bring Hollywood to Gary, he'd bring movie stars, professional boxing matches, and when he builds something, you know, when Trump builds it, man, you can see it from here to Chicago, and I mean, it just on and on and on. He was flamboyant, and he had this name, and the marketing was already in place, so who in their right mind wouldn't select Donald Trump? But of course, if you're in your right mind and you do your due diligence, you're not going to select Donald Trump. So that's what happened. We had to get beyond Donald Trump and the aura of his name and his style and verve and all of that stuff. I mean, it was like you had to get down to brass tacks and see if this once in a lifetime investment was going to be one that was going to make a significant impact in a city that was desperately in need of help. Donald Trump did not have the substance in his proposal that we saw that would be beneficial to the city of Gary long term or short term. Ultimately, when that happened, that's where Donald Trump was not among the 2 choices from the city of Gary to receive a license. And I'm not sure what his designation was as an alternate, whether he was designated as an alternate or whether he designated himself as an alternate and circumvented the process actually and went to the state and ultimately received one of the 2 licenses. In terms of what Donald Trump did coming to Gary and literally taking advantage of our community, I think clearly he knew what he was doing. He saw a place that he could come in and spin this yarn about making it the great place, making it Hollywood, Midwest, and he's going to bring all these entertainers and boxing matches and all of this great stuff that he was going to do. I think it's no different than what he's espousing now. Anybody who watches him on television, press conferences, debates, his comments, reactions to events, there's never any substance. It's always either attack or I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that, and there's no plan. I don't think he's doing any different from a national perspective here in 2016 than he did back in Gary, Indiana at that particular time, because he's selling the same bill of goods. He's just taking his show to the nation.